Please call the member for Charlton.
Deputy Speaker, I enjoyed the last speaker's efforts to talk about allocative efficiency and the efficiency of investment in infrastructure, given he's from the party of regional rorts, from the party that brought us the $280,000 grant to a cheese factory that never opened, to the rail line that never worked, to various investments. And I applaud the member for Mallee, because at least the member for Mallee was honest about saying, I want political influence in this process because I want to win pork for my electorate. And that's a great attitude from a National Party member, because he's open about what they want to return to.
What? The Minister.
Point of order, Mr Speaker. The member cannot cast a dispersion upon another member. I know he's new. Read the standing orders. Stick to the substantive debate.
What was the dispersion that he cast?
That the member for Mallee is simply looking for his own gain in his own electorate. It's an outrageous statement. It's beneath you. Move on to substantive debate.
I think if you look at the Hansard, the member for Mallee was proudly claiming that he wanted to deliver for his electorate. Having said that, I'll move on to the substantive debate, which is about infrastructure investment and improving the productive capacity in this country. And I'm proud of Labor's record of moving from 20th in the OECD to second in the OECD in investment. And the previous speaker is absolutely right. It's not just about money, it's how you spend it, and I absolutely agree. He also forgot about the global financial crisis and the need for urgent infrastructure investment, both to boost productive capacity but also to keep people in work. And I'm proud that Labor kept people in work and got this country through the global financial crisis. I'm also proud of the school halls program, a program that does add to the long-term productive capacity of this country, because it provided infrastructure in schools around this country that hadn't seen infrastructure for over 50 years. In my own electorate of Charlton, there were primary schools such as Torralba Primary School that got a new library out of this process. And I would argue that the greatest investment in the productive capacity of this country is well-educated people. And the school halls program not only did that, but that was a bonus. The whole point of that program was to keep tradespeople in work, and I can point to many tradespeople who stayed in jobs because of that program, including my brother, who is a concreter. So it's a very important project as well, Mr Deputy Speaker. I'd like to talk about some other aspects of this debate, which is all about how do we get greater infrastructure spend, more efficient infrastructure spend, and I tell you what, keeping it away from the Minister, the Deputy Prime Minister, is a very important step in getting good spending on infrastructure. Secondly, one aspect of this debate is how do you get greater private investment in the infrastructure market, and I can tell you, giving the power to the Minister to designate what infrastructure investments will get investment incentives is exactly the wrong thing to do. Having the Infrastructure Australia body designate what are nationally important infrastructure investments attracting private investment will produce private investment, will drive people like these superannuation funds to invest. Having the Deputy Prime Minister designate what are his favourite projects to attract concessional investment from the private sector is exactly the wrong thing to do. Another aspect of this debate around productivity and having infrastructure investment is long-term sustainment of infrastructure. And we cannot ignore the impact of climate change on infrastructure. It is vital, and it is often ignored. And this debate is going on at the same time as a bill is being debated in the other chamber that would remove any reference to climate change in the Infrastructure Australia's remit. I come from an electorate bounded by Lake Macquarie, and I can tell you that we need to account for climate change when we're doing infrastructure planning, because the Pacific Highway is in serious danger of being closed in my electorate and the electorate of member for Charlton very foreseeable in the next 100 years if climate change is left unchecked. A massive piece of national infrastructure that will go underwater if climate change is left to be unchecked. Yet the other side would have us plan infrastructure investment without any reference to climate change. Mr Deputy Speaker, this is a very important debate. Labor has a proud record of productive investment in infrastructure. Those on the other side have a proud record of regional rorts, pork barrelling, investing, putting the nation's interest behind their own political interests, and that's why this debate must continue. Thank you.